If you run a local business, you've probably felt this frustration. You're putting time and money into getting found online, but what does a good result even look like? Let's try to clear up one of the biggest headaches in local marketing, shall we?
It all comes down to this, doesn't it? This is the question that keeps business owners up at night. You've been told you need to be on Google. Maybe you've even worked on your SEO, but that silence on the other end of the phone, it can be absolutely deafening.
And you might even check for yourself, right? You type your service into Google, and boom, there you are, right on the first page. For a second, it feels like a win, but that feeling kind of fades when you realize that being seen isn't actually translating into paying jobs. It's a super common problem, and honestly, it's because most of us are chasing the wrong thing. And that's where we run into something I like to call the visibility trap. It's this belief that just being seen is the end goal. But think about it. Visibility without any action is really just an expense. We have to shift our thinking from just being found to being chosen. For years, everyone was obsessed with being number one on Google. It was like the holy grail of SEO. But here's the real truth. There's no such thing as a fixed number one spot anymore. Google customizes the results for every single person based on where they're standing at that exact moment. So chasing a ranking that's always changing for everyone, it's a losing game. So let's totally reframe this. The old goal, that was all about ego, about vanity, being number one. The new goal, the one that actually matters to your business, is about your bottom line. It's about getting more booked jobs. And that single shift in how you think about it, it changes everything.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's redefine what a good result really is. It's not about some abstract ranking or how many people saw your name. It's about real, tangible actions from potential customers that lead directly to work. Now, in the marketing world, you'll hear the word conversion, but let's just forget the jargon for a second. A conversion is simply that moment a person stops searching and starts actually engaging with you. It's the phone call, the click for directions. That's the signal that they're ready to take the next step. So these are the numbers that really matter. We're talking about more phone calls, more people clicking to your website, more requests for directions. These are the real-world results that prove your marketing is actually working. So the question you should be asking is, are these numbers going up? So where are all these important actions happening? You might think it's all happening on your website. But for most local businesses, the most critical moment happens before a customer ever gets there. I mean, just put yourself in your customer's shoes for a minute. They need a service, and they need it now. They search on their phone. What's the very first thing they see that helps them decide who to call? And there it is. For the vast majority of local searches, your Google business profile is your digital storefront. It's the first and sometimes the only interaction a customer will have with your business. The decision to call you is often made right there. And that right there perfectly sums up how people shop today. They're busy. They scan the search results, they look at your star rating, they glance at a couple of your photos, and they compare you to the two other businesses listed right next to you. Their entire decision can happen without them ever leaving that Google search page. So if that first impression is so incredibly critical, the whole game really boils down to one thing. You have to earn that customer's trust, and you have to earn it fast. Here's kind of how that journey looks from their side. And think about it, this journey makes total sense. First, are your hours and phone number correct? Okay, basic info checks out. Next, what are other people saying about you? Strong recent reviews are probably the biggest trust signal there is. And finally, does your profile answer their immediate questions? And you've got to remember, every single time a potential customer gets stuck on one of these steps, that's a job you probably just lost to a competitor. And really, this is the whole point. Trust isn't some soft, fuzzy concept. In local search, it's the actual engine that turns someone who's just looking into a real lead. A well-managed profile isn't about tricking an algorithm. It's about building genuine confidence in another person. Okay, so if we're focused on building trust and getting real actions, how do we actually measure if it's working? Well, we have to start looking at our data a little differently. We need to focus on progress over time, not just a single snapshot. Look, a good month is nice, but what we're really looking for is a positive trend. Are you getting more calls, more clicks, more direction requests this month than you were 3 or 4 months ago? That upward trend, that's the real sign that things are working. Okay, so look at this chart. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Forget your ranking on some random Tuesday. Instead, look at this. This is what a good result in local SEO looks like. It's a clear, measurable increase in the actions that actually lead to booked jobs. This is the kind of growth you can take to the bank.
And that really brings us to the final question you should be asking yourself. When you look at your marketing, is it driving a positive trend like the one we just saw? If the answer is yes, then it's an investment in your growth. But if it's not, well, then it's just an expense.
Hopefully, thinking about it this way was helpful for you. If you want more clear, no-nonsense insights like this to help you get more customers, make sure you subscribe. And of course, if you're thinking, I'd rather just have an expert team handle this for me, and you want to focus on a strategy that drives real results, the folks at Proper Marketers can definitely help you turn those online clicks into real booked jobs.